Hi, this is Karen of Snickerdoodle Designs, and today we're going to take a look at a quick recolor tip. I love using alpha packs for title work. Sometimes an alpha pack will include every letter of the alphabet in multiple colors, while other alpha sets will include one set of letters in varying colors. It's a designer's choice when they create the alpha. There's no right or wrong. When using an alpha pack where the color choices have been made for you by the designer, you might find that neighboring letters are the same color in certain words. And that's what happened to me when I was using my own House Rules alpha and I typed out the word family. You can see the I and the M are the same color of blue, and I don't really like that. I would like every letter to be different from the neighboring letter. So let's take a quick look at how to change that. I'd like to bring up my House Rules preview because I'd like to snag one of those colors for this letter I. And before I do that, I'd like to share that I am using Creative Cloud 2015 for this demonstration. This does work in other versions of Photoshop, although the Styles panel that I will open in a minute may look a little differently in other Photoshop versions. After I demonstrate this in Photoshop, I will bring up Photoshop Elements 13 and demonstrate how you can achieve the same effect in Photoshop Elements. So for now, we have our preview over to the left where we can easily grab a color from it, and I'd like to change the color of this letter I. So I'm going to click on the I to make the layer active and double click on the layer, and this will bring up the Styles panel. This is what will look a little bit different perhaps in Photoshop, Photoshop 6 or other versions. But basically you want to tick on the color overlay and then click on the color overlay label, which will bring up your color overlay options in the right. Click on the color to bring up the color picker, and then come over to your preview and grab whatever color you want. I'm going to go ahead and leave it as green and click OK. Most likely your blend mode is set to normal, and so this is what you're going to see with that letter I once you pick that green color. What we need to do is click on the down pointing arrow and change that to overlay, and then click OK, and now you have a beautiful green I. We still see that beautiful gold edge there, and that's of course what we want. And that's as simple as it is. This will work on other elements as well, of course, not just text or alpha sets. The success that you have will depend on several factors: what type of element you're using, what color you have, just several different things. So this might not always work for everything, but it's a really easy first try at coloring something, and hopefully you'll get lucky and it will work as beautifully as it does here. Now let's take a look at Photoshop Elements. Here is, get rid of that, I was using that in my practice demonstration here. So here is the letter I again. In Photoshop Elements, what we need to do is make a duplicate of this size, so I'm just going to drag this up to the new layer icon to get a duplicate. If I hold down Control and the thumbnail of the duplicated letter, it selects the I. You can tell that by the marching ants. Come over to Edit, Fill Selection, Color, and again I have the green selected already. Click OK, click OK, Control D to deselect, to get rid of those marching ants. And this is what we had when we were looking at Photoshop when we had our blend mode set to normal, and you can see it's set to normal here as well. So this is where we will change our blend mode here and come down to overlay, and now again we have that beautiful green, and you can still see the gold edge on it. So I hope this works for you every time. It might not, as I said, but it's a great first try to recolor something. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next week.